Vauxhall is getting serious about every area of the small SUV sector. Proof of that is delivered by this, its smallest offering, the Crossland X. It's compact yet surprisingly spacious, as well as being fashionable to look at and efficient to run. There's no pretense at off-road capability, but in all the areas that really matter, this car looks to be a strong proposition.
Thanks to its Peugeot-derived platform and light PSO group engines, this Crossland X has a huge weight advantage over its Mokka X showroom stablemate, around 200 kilos, and you really feel that the first time you turn into a bend with any sort of real speed. Don't get us wrong though, this Vauxhall isn't any sort of driver's car, but it's certainly a lot more agile and chuckable than you might expect. That's helped by its lower centre of gravity and its shorter stance, although body roll does remain a factor. Of more interest to likely buyers is the fact that there's a decent quality of ride on offer too, another area where this Crossland X has benefited from Peugeot engineering. Uneven tarmac that would trouble a Mokka is dealt with here in a more assured fashion, although really poor surfaces can still make themselves felt in the cabin. Engine-wise, Crossland X bars are offered a PSA-sourced range of 3-cylinder 1.2-litre petrol power plants, plus a couple of the French group's 1.6-litre diesels. Those develop either 99 or 120 PS. If budget is everything, there's a price-leading, normally aspirated 81 PS petrol unit, but easily the best option in the lineup is the mid-range 1.2-litre 110 PS petrol turbo power plant that most likely buyers will choose. It's the only engine on offer with the option of an automatic transmission, but that gearbox makes quite a dent in the efficiency figures. Stay with a stick shift though, and this unit will give a good account of itself, delivering up to 58.9 mpg on the combined cycle and 109 grams per kilometre of CO2. If you do need more power, then your Vauxhall dealer will steer you towards the 1.2-litre 130 PS model that we're trying here. Buyers in the smallest SUV segment tend to prioritise aesthetics more than those in larger crossover categories. So, with that in mind, it's safe to say that this Crossland X starts off with something of a head start. Provided you choose a variant with this contrast-coloured roof, there's something of the sophisticated, personalised feel that you get with the Griffin brand's trendy little Adam City car. So, time to take a seat inside. And now, if you're switching to a Crossland X from, say, the kind of Corsa Super Mini model that flows down the same Spanish Zaragoza production line, there's hardly any acclimatisation required at all, although you will approvingly note the slightly raised driving position that SUV crossover buyers like so much. Now, the centrepiece of this smartly styled dash is this beautifully integrated IntelliLink entertainment screen, which incorporates the usual DAB stereo, Bluetooth phone and informational functions. If you include the optional satellite navigation system, the screen size increases from 7 to 8 inches, and then you'll be better set up to use this car's other key technical innovation, the OnStar personal connectivity and service assistant. Now, this includes a vehicle tracking system in case of theft. It creates in the Crossland X an in-car Wi-Fi hotspot, and it'll allow you to monitor key vehicle information via a downloadable My Vauxhall smartphone app. OnStar will also automatically alert the emergency services if the airbags deploy, and if you press the system's blue button on the roof here, you'll be connected through to an operator who can find out just about any information you might need throughout the journey. Time to take a seat in the rear, accessed through these wide opening doors. And once inside, well, the first thing to say is that the slight advantages this Vauxhall enjoys in overall length over rivals like Nissan's Duke and Ford's EcoSport really show here, because this Crossland X feels significantly less cramped in the back than either of those two cars do. A feature that we wish had been added in here is the optional sliding rear bench, and that's something you can't have on a Peugeot 2008, and it's available as part of an extra cost Versatility pack that also adds a centre armrest with cup holders and rear seat back reclining functionality. So finally, let's have a look at the 410-litre boot. That's accessed through this decently sized rectangular aperture. Push forward the backrest and up to 1,255 litres of fairly flat space is opened up. Overall then, we'd say that if you happen to run a dealership with the Griffin brand logo above the door, there are great grounds for optimism here. You'd have to reason that if Vauxhall could make the Mocha into a sales success, then the prospects for this Crossland X are pretty promising. It is, after all, a significantly more competitive product. It's a handsome, comfortable and versatile small SUV that demonstrates just why this class of car is so popular. In short, it's the kind of model Vauxhall needs to make. The rest, well, that's down to you.